Give me that hip, hip, hop. Give me that hip, hip, hop. I want taxi, hip, hop. Black music, black music.
Are we going to do the show or are you going to keep singing?
No, we're going to do... Why... We're live, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you ever fucking tell me when we're going live?
You're sitting right here.
I'm tweeting the link out, and then you just click live, and then you're all pissed off that like I'm just not ready to go because you never give me a heads up. You know, in the professional settings, they give you a fucking countdown when you're about to go live.
All I'm saying is I tweeted the link out 5 fucking minutes ago. And you're sitting
because you have a computer and I can't get the link from my mobile phone until it's on Facebook.
I put it there like 4 minutes ago.
No, you checked the time. And then I went there to go put it. Get it from Facebook. That's the only place I can get it. So I have to wait for you to do it.
The fucking link went out in Russian now because you keep complaining about it.
That's not my fault.
Why you watched me put it out in English?
Yeah.
And then you started singing about taxi hip hop.
What makes you think that would make the link come in Russian?
You want to start fresh and do a show?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
This show, Dan Dance, is called WWE Raw Talks Live. What we do on the show is myself, name of Ian, and the artist formerly known as Mike Charles, watch Monday Night Raw, start to finish, match by match, promo by promo, segment by segment. We review the whole thing, and we hope you enjoy it. That's why we got the chat. So everybody can hang out with us. We can talk about wrestling all night. And tonight, we'll probably have a shorter, truncated version of the show because I know these Dan Dans just want their 2K16 to finish installing so they can get the fuck out of here,
get that game at midnight,
and go play their game. You know what I'm saying? And I fully understand that.
Oh,
I fully understand where they're coming from.
I sure do.
And you know what the best part is System says they're fighting already.
Who is?
We were.
Well, because you're an asshole, Wes.
They don't know that I wrote that bit before we started.
Why do they see? You know, you don't break kayfabe.
Yeah, I do. I like to work the marks. We're just really good actors. They had no idea that we weren't actually mad at each other.
No, you just broke the work.
No, I worked them. He said they're fighting already. Now we're going to fight about the fact that I'm not working the marks and you're going to work me into a jabroni mark shoot work.
I just want to keep it going. I want theories to go on that say, like, they're not going to do shows anymore because they hate the tension is rising.
Every time you're not here, I say you quit or you die.
I quit when I'm on the show like 100 times. I haven't quit in a while.
No, but you have missed several episodes lately. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank Jazz James and System for getting here quickly. And I got to have you guys tweet the link out. You know what I'm saying? And don't tweet the link out that's in fucking Russian or whatever hieroglyphics those are. Go to the one I put before that. That has the link. It says we're going live in 1 minute. Because that one's in English. And people know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
At that point. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, here we go.
But what's that thing that we can't talk about Raw until everyone has what?
Some gloves that happen to be brown.
Oh, the brown gloves. Let's see where you're coming from. Dan's, get your brown gloves on and we're ready to go.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? Oh, dude.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about what is possibly one of the better Monday Night Raws of the entire year. I would say.
I'll put it
out there.
That's pretty. I mean, that's. I don't know if I'd go that far, but well, I mean, maybe top 10. I'd put it in the top 10.
It's easily top 10. I think it's easily top 5.
I'd have to go through the Raws. That's the thing. It's like I just don't remember. It's been a long year. We're in October, you know. So there's been a lot of Raws, but it was a solid show. I'll agree with you there.
Adam DeVries, a.k.a. System, says, well, fuck me with a shovel because he found out that we worked him. But we're just good. We're good at what we do. So can we really blame him?
Fucking Mark.
D-Ray's in the chat. He says, are you already trending #1 worldwide?
If we're not,
it's their fault.
Yeah.
Because it's on them to share
I can only tweet from one account, guys.
Yeah. Well, you could get more accounts.
That's cheating, though.
No, it isn't.
I don't want to earn it like that.
Hacking Twitter and cheating is the future of marketing.
That's a good idea.
It's how brands will thrive.
I'll do that. I don't know how to hack, though. I need to like hide
By
it.
hacking, I mean just having several Twitter apps on your phone.
No, I mean like I want to hack into other people's accounts, like Brad Pitt's account,
Why?
and then tweet like watch WWE Raw Talks Live from Brad Pitt's account. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Let's
See
say
how many.
let's say
Can you
that
imagine how many people would come?
let's say that tweet goes out. Robert De Niro is flipping through his Twitter and he reads Brad Pitt's tweet. And Robert De Niro is a closet wrestling fan. What does Robert De Niro do when he sees that? Reenact it.
He's gonna be like,
That's
he's gonna click the link, and he's gonna watch us. And then Robert De Niro is gonna be our biggest fan. He's gonna be watching the show. He's gonna be like,
You know who else would come across that? Larry David. Larry David's flipping through his Twitter. He's just going, what is this? What is this? You got Monday Night Football. Who cares? What? WWE Raw Talks Live. Pretty good. Pretty. The A story tonight, without a doubt, is the tournament that led to the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we need to cover it from the beginning. We can't just jump right to the Fatal 4-Way.
Absolutely.
We opened Raw tonight with an Authority promo that basically just said
they're just sucking Rollins' balls.
Uh-huh.
They're stroking his shaft.
Let's wrap it up real quick.
About
I
being
loved
the
the
best.
booking of Seth Rollins last night into today, where
Yes.
Seth Rollins dominated Kane last
Mhm.
night, destroyed him. He wrestled circles around him, as he should. And then they come out tonight, and Triple H and Stephanie are like, we're legitimately proud of you. Like, you went out there and you took care of business.
We've set all these challenges up for you, and you've knocked them down.
A lot of the
Good
writing
job.
here was fucking terrible. Like, it sounded like the shit that they write for WWE 2K15 or 16. And then in the video game, when they're in the career mode, it's just garbage. Where it's just, you'll be like in a cutscene with Stephanie McMahon, and she was just like, you know what? You've done great on Raw, and you're definitely on your way to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's just
That's
like,
exactly how she sounded tonight. It was garbage. Jazz James says, I wonder if Joe Pesci watches this show. Joe Pesci definitely watches this show. He's just like, how many fucking times I gotta watch these guys talk about Raw? He sees you singing about taxi hip hop. He's like, I ought to break his fucking neck.
It's like, you Jew motherfucker, you.
You Jew money lover, you. The censored version of Casino
I've
is way more.
I've never seen the censored version of Casino.
That's the censored version.
yeah.
In the movie, he goes, you Jew motherfucker, you.
Mhm.
But when they play it on TV, he goes, you Jew money lover, you.
That's hilarious.
Which is way more offensive because that plays on a stereotype.
yeah.
Motherfucker is just an insult.
That's
It's way worse. The terrible writing in this opening promo by the Authority. Roman gets in the ring and he's staring down Rollins and Stephanie just goes, well, let the games begin. And it was like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What did Robert De Niro say about that writing?
It's not so good. Speaking of Joe Pesci, do you remember the part in Goodfellas when he was asking Ray Liotta to come on the double date with him? And he was like, because the girl I'm going with, she doesn't trust me because she's prejudiced against Italians. Can you believe that? A Jew broad.
A Jew broad, prejudice against Italians. Man, I don't want to go out with her friend. I thought a lot of fucking favors for you, ain't I? Can we just, fuck this show. Can we just do a Goodfellas? Let's just do a Joe Pesci
podcast.
retrospective show.
One dog's looking this way, one dog's looking that way. This
What do you-
guy's saying, what do you want from me?
What do you want from me? So Stephanie says, let the games begin. The games do begin. The first qualifying match, the winner goes to the Fatal 4-Way. The Fatal 4-Way determines the number one contender for Seth Rollins' WWE World title.
Mhm.
First match is Roman Reigns versus Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston of the New Day.
The Nudie.
New Day.
Funny how? Am I a clown? Would I amuse you?
It's my job to make you laugh. Is that it?
Roman and Kofi, I was excited, first of all, because Kofi is wrestling singles,
Mhm.
which we don't get to see him do that very often. And I think a lot of people forget how good Kofi is on his own because the New Day is so fucking great. But nobody should be forgetting how good Kofi is on his own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's great.
Where are you sitting with this match?
I was just as excited when because I really wanted one of the New Day guys to win tonight. I would have loved to see one of them in the Fatal
Spoilers didn't happen.
Maybe, well. So yeah, I knew Kofi wasn't gonna win because he was not gonna go over Roman. Like I assumed Roman would win the #1 contendership. So yeah, I was totally excited that he was in it. Didn't expect him to win. Wanted him to. I liked the match. Kofi didn't really have much for Roman. Roman dominated him for the most part.
I don't know if he dominated him. I felt like it was kind of back and forth.
It was early on. He had a little bit for him, but I feel like Roman controlled it for the most part. But I will say, I think that Kofi and Big E would have had a much better shot tonight if Xavier was in the ring. Not in the ring, but in the building.
Yeah.
Because he cheers him on, he builds him up. You know, he's a good hype man.
It was a fun match. And I want to say that I really did enjoy this match. Just like I said earlier that I enjoyed this whole Raw. I thought this was a great Raw. But I'm not going to put it over the whole time. I'm going to bury it a little bit. Roman Reigns does this fucking move I can't stand. Where he picks a guy up in a fireman's carry, and he holds him, and then he puts him back down and he punches him. What the fuck? What is that?
Why
That's the dumbest fucking move I've ever seen. One of the dumbest moves I've ever seen. Get that out of your moveset. It's stupid. Nobody likes it. Remember in the video, Deb, when that guy was like, huh. That's how I feel about that move.
That's how you feel?
Which to me is way more rude because this is the universal sign for up yours.
Right.
And the fist, you know what I mean? Like
your fist in a butthole.
That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt big time. But you want to know how fucking rude it is to go in like that?
That's not even realistic. So you got to
I think it's realistic for some people.
This, and then you clinch, or you go in like this, and then you spread apart.
Yeah, he's just going straight in like that. It's like the end of Little Nicky.
What butthole is that?
It's like the end of Little Nicky when they shove the pineapple up Hitler's ass, and they have it round end, and he turns it over, and he gives him the fucking leaf end right up the stink star.
And then they put Nicky's brothers up Hitler's ass.
Yeah, they do. They do.
What a great movie.
Let's do a Little Nicky podcast. There was a great promo by the New Day. What else is new? Before this match started. And there's a part where Kofi was just like, but you know what makes us different from Roman Reigns? And Big E's like, what is it? What is it? He got all high-pitched and squeaky, and it was fucking funny.
What were they saying about his greasy hair?
It's booty.
Yeah.
And he goes, you've been wearing the same colors for 3 years. You got to change it up. You ain't on fleek. Just dropping all of the
pop culture,
like the pop culture,
the hot words of the day.
System says, do you think De Niro would be a Reigns fan? You're the resident De Niro expert, so you got to tell me.
I think De Niro would like John Cena.
Why is that?
That's just the feeling I get. I feel like he's a Cena guy.
System says, fuck it, do the whole show in a Pizzetti impression. Fucking views at the dick. Nope. I don't want to do that. Sam Fricky says, we got ourselves a couple of dick boys tonight.
You goddamn right, Sam.
And D-Ray says, this was a great Raw. I loved all the matchups, except I fell asleep before the main, so I'm guessing Roman won the 4-way. You missed a great match, and we're getting to that. So if you stay with us, we're going to get you up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the title of the show kind of spoiled it, but
yeah,
it's all right.
I guess that's true. Yeah, this is a good match. How does Roman go over? Because obviously he does.
Yeah, so Big E got up on the ring apron and was going to fuck with Roman, but Roman sensed it. Timed it perfectly. Superman punched him. He fell off. Kofi came around, was going to kick him in the head. Roman dodged it and then got him with the spear. He bounced off, hit him with the spear, pinned him 1, 2, 3.
D-Ray says, I think De Niro would love Sasha and Foxy. Robert De Niro, classically known for being into African American women.
I can't disagree with that.
And I can't disagree with his taste in women. Because Alicia Fox and Sasha Banks, you know what? Let me tell you something. Them some pretty ladies right there.
Some pretty ladies.
So we're not wasting any fucking time. We go from Roman Kofi over to Owens versus Cesaro. Another qualifying match. System says Popeye's chicken is the shit. And I think he's quoting, he's trying to quote that scene from Little Nicky, but he got it slightly wrong. Where he goes, Popeye's chicken is the shit. Fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, he says that, and then the demon at the end goes, Popeye's chicken is the shiznit. let the meat slide down your throat hole.
I hate that word, the throat hole. Say it again. Don't say it again. That's enough.
Throat hole.
I don't like it. Get out of my face. Get out of my way. I don't like a
Remember
throat
when
hole.
the pug would sleep and he would snore?
Mm-mm.
Remember how he snored?
No, because it was a bulldog, not a pug.
Oh, my bad.
My sorry.
He would be like, oh no, because when Nikki snored, he would be like, "Loo, loo, loo, loo," and then the dog would be like, la 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 la.
And Adam Sandler's buddy like sees him snoring, and he's just like, "Oh my god!" And, he runs, and Nikki is sleeping on the radiator, and you can hear him like sizzling and burning. Remember when the one guy puts titties on Kevin Nealon's head, and he's just like, and then he wears a bra on his head for the rest of the movie, and later that one Wookiee-looking demon is like playing with
fall
him.
in love and have kids.
And they're like, "Were you just playing with his head?" They're like, "No." What a stupid fucking movie that was. My buddy Giuseppe just texted me. He says, randomly tuned into Raw Talks and I hear fucking Little Nicky voice. That's what this show is for. Like, how often do we actually stay on topic about wrestling all night? We don't.
I don't think that's ever happened.
No, that's not a thing we do. So we got Owens and Cesaro if we're just going to try to stay on point. Because I know a lot of people out there don't want to be here long. Mm-hmm. They're just waiting for 2K16.
I don't want to be here long.
Installing. I don't either. I DVR'd Supergirl and I want to check that shit out. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So, Owens versus Cesaro.
Yeah.
I was super excited that this was the match because I love watching these guys. These guys have super great chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Super great.
Super, super great.
Is that one word, 2 words, or hyphenated?
No, it's 2 words.
Oh.
Super great.
I thought this match was fucking awesome too.
It's so good.
We're on the same page.
They did a lot of this, like they do a lot of the same spots that they done before when they wrestle, but I don't care because I like watching.
They did a lot in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, they didn't get a lot of time.
What do you think they went? Probably 9 minutes,
something
10
like
tops.
Yeah.
Cesaro's springboard, like he springboards backwards, turns, and does the European uppercut, and basically does a full 360. One of my favorite fucking moves, not only in his arsenal, but in the entire roster.
Yeah, it's so good. And then he did the thing again where he runs at Owens on the barricade and uppercuts him.
So this match ended, I believe, the referee was trying to break them up, and Owens like shoved Cesaro away, hit him with a super kick, throw Cesaro off the ropes, pop up powerbomb 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But there was a great part that we left out where Kevin Owens goes for a suplex on Cesaro, and then he just looks over at Michael Cole and he goes, "What are you laughing at? What are you get used to this?" And then he picks him up for the like he goes for the suplex, but Cesaro reverses, and as Owens is going up here, I'm going like, "Wah!"
Yeah, like the highest scream.
Funny.
What is his problem with Michael Cole?
He doesn't like
Why
him.
does he hate him so much?
Because Michael Cole talks shit.
I don't think he did.
Michael Cole talks all sorts of shit. I don't like Michael Cole.
Nobody does.
So what are you questioning his shit for?
I guess it makes sense.
So Owens goes over Cesaro, pop-up powerbomb. And for the most part, I'd say it was clean. He might have, like, the referee got in the way and he did the super kick.
He didn't really cheat, though.
It wasn't an eye rake. It wasn't a, there wasn't a low blow or anything. So we're going straight from that to, like, one of the few backstage segments of the night. There was, like, 2 of them all night. This is a very wrestling-heavy episode. We got PCB backstage. And Paige is on the phone and she's talking to Conan, apparently. She calls him Mr. O'Brien. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Conan."
Yeah.
And then Becky and Charlotte come in and she tells them, like, wait, she's still on the phone. She's just like, "Oh, my phone's been blowing up ever since I did fucking Conan." So the first thing I have written down is, like, whoever was writing dialogue for the Bellas is now just giving it to Paige. Because she sounds just like a fucking Bella with the shit that she's saying.
Yeah. I could see that. I didn't think about that, but
Charlotte tells Paige that she's trying very hard to believe her, but she knows she's full of shit.
Right, because she's like, "I want to be friends again, you know?
I want to be friends with you again. Where are you, Natty? Do you even work here?"
Poor Natty.
Fuck Natty.
Fuck Natty.
What were you at? Well, you just stopped yourself. You were going to say something else.
I don't know. I was going to say a bad word or something.
What word?
Bitch.
That's rude. Don't say that.
That's why I stopped myself.
But then you should have told me not to ask.
Gotta be honest.
D-Ray says, I love Nae. So we end up having Team PCB back together at last versus Team Bella.
Well, do you want to talk? Okay. You want to talk about this match?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought we were going to talk about the tournament.
I'm just going in the way Raw went in the order.
Well, I figured we would go through the whole tournament. That's what we started.
Well, we already started with this one, so we'll take a short Divas division break.
Okay.
This is our commercial, and then we'll get. I forgot. I forgot what we were doing.
Bush League.
So we end up with the 6 Diva tag match. It's actually a pretty fucking good match. Mm-hmm. I got a text from my dad that said, like, awesome girl match, actually good. And if it impressed my dad, that means it was good.
Yeah, because he doesn't like a lot of things.
No, he hates most things.
Yeah. Including Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Because he thinks they're playing themselves on TV.
I was telling my dad, the Dan need to know. I was telling my dad about the WWE Network show Table for 3, where they take 3 superstars. They're completely out of character. They just have a conversation while eating dinner. And there's one with Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, and Cesaro.
Ooh, I gotta watch that.
And it is a good one. And I'm like, it was really good. Like, all 3 of those guys are funny and they get along very well. And my dad's like, who the fuck would want to have dinner with Kevin Owens? I'm like, they're all friends together. He goes, he doesn't have any fucking friends. And I'm like, he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's just playing a bad guy. My dad goes, he's a fucking jag-off. And I'm like, yeah, in the ring he is, but he's married. He has a son. He's a great guy. My dad goes, I don't give a fuck if he's the president of the United States. He's a jag-off. So my dad hates Kevin Owens.
He probably loved that though, if he knew it.
Oh yeah, Kevin Owens would love the fact that my dad hates him. So I thought the Divas six-person tag match was really good. Not really good. It was good. There were a couple hiccups.
It was solid.
It's the part where Charlotte went for a neck breaker and Brie fell and like hit her head on Charlotte's butt. And then Michael Cole was like, I think she hit her head on her knee. And I was like, that's not what bodies do. So what happens after this match? How does it end?
I didn't write it down. Becky got pinned by Nikki.
Mm-hmm. Or Brie, who cares?
Yeah, one of the Bellas. No, I think it was Nikki. She did like what's her move?
Rack attack.
Yeah, that's what she did that to Becky. Becky was on the outside the whole time. The crowd was chanting for Becky.
This crowd was hot. Hot fucking crowd.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of the way. Right. Jess James says Kevin Owens versus Beer Belly.
Oh, your dad would love that.
This crowd was super fucking good. Great crowd. Better than the crowd last night at Hell in a Cell. And they're chanting, "We want Becky," and I go, "Oh, it's a nice chant for Becky."
They really don't ever chant for Becky.
No,
but
there's the rack attack one.
As soon as she got in there, she got fucked up.
She got fucked up almost immediately. So Charlotte, after the match, is like comforting Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Becky,
Becky,
are you all right?
Becky Lynchity.
This is a shit show. So Charlotte's comforting Becky.
She's like, it's
and
okay.
Paggity is outside. Pagety. Charlotte. What is happening? Paige beats the shit out of Charlotte and Becky.
I saw that coming.
Mm.
I knew it was gonna.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense that Paige was just all of a sudden a good person.
It's so like it lasted for a week. I don't even know why they did that.
They did it just so they could have this kind of be a surprise tonight.
It wasn't though.
How dare you? That was the most egregiously loud swallow I've ever heard in my life.
A burp. It wasn't
and no, you burped and then you were like, and your fucking entire throat reconfigured itself.
Maybe I did do that.
You did. You definitely did. I wonder if the Dan-Dans could hear it. I bet when it gets around to that part on the feed, if I unmute it, we'll be able to hear it.
I had pizza. It lasted for a week. I don't even know why they did that.
They did it just so they could have this kind of be a surprise tonight.
It wasn't though.
How dare you? That was the most Agree. And then you blew the stinky air out
I
of
was
your mouth.
blowing it away from you. So, because I know I'm going to eventually talk to you, and I don't want to know if bad smells to come. So let's go this way.
Your excuse was you had pizza. I had pizza too.
But you don't have my digestive system.
You really need to go to a doctor. I say that as a
Probably.
joke all the time because you do some weird shit, but this just doesn't seem good for you.
I got to go to the eye doctor.
Yeah. He's not going to help your belly.
Why not?
Because that's not what he went to school for. You got to take it up with him. It wasn't my idea. Paige beats the shit out of him. Paige is mean again. Still super hot.
Yeah.
Jazz James says, you got a problem with the artist's throat hole? Jazz is on fucking fire tonight.
Like it.
So, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Okay.
Now that Becky is gone. We got
Del Rio versus Neville.
I didn't write anything down for this match.
Me neither. Del Rio won. That's all.
So
I know.
El Brango, then Grango.
I didn't even really pay attention.
I know.
I was getting pizza.
It was a good match.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. By getting pizza, you mean the same pizza that I ate? And I was able to pay
going
attention?
up to get it while this match was happening.
We were up there at the same time. And then we came back down.
I came down later.
No, you didn't. We came down at the same time. But see, I can eat pizza and watch the match. Where you're like, ugh. Like the fucking TV's over here. And you're just
No,
eating
I watched the match. It was more about that I didn't care. Is why I didn't watch it.
What did you care about? Let's talk about something you care about.
Well,
So,
what bothered me before the match was Del Rio won the U.S. title.
Yep.
And then in the before the match started, he was talking to Renee with Zeb Coulter. That's his name, right? That old man in the wheelchair.
Zeb Coulter personality.
And he was like, Neville, or that entitled immigrant won't stand in my way of becoming the next WWE champion. Like, he doesn't even give a shit that he's the U.S. champion. Which
No, it's fucked up.
pisses me off.
So yeah, Del Rio goes over, and I like that he won without his finisher. That never fucking happens in WWE. He had Neville all wrapped up in the corner. He jumps up, stomps down on his fucking head, and it fucked him up, and he got the pin.
Yeah.
And that was refreshing. I liked it. The last qualifying match tonight, we have Dolph Ziggler versus Big E Langston.
Big E Langston. He's not Langston anymore.
No, it's just Big E. So Tyler Breeze comes out before the match starts, a.k.a. Zoolander. And he's got the fuzzy selfie stick. He's got Summer Rae on his arm, and he's got the selfie stick outstretched the entire time, and the feed is on the Titantron, which makes me so fucking happy.
It's such a good thing.
I like that they're doing Ziggler and Breeze immediately because they are so similar to each other. At least they were, where Dolph was at one point in time. When he was like out show off and steal your girl and everything, that they need to do this because if they don't, people are just going to keep making the jokes that they're the same person. So I saw a really funny photo online. It was Billy Gunn and Dolph Ziggler standing next to each other, and they were holding a baby, and it was Tyler Breeze. It was really funny.
That's great.
But Big E versus Ziggler was fucking great. It was a great match, and I expect nothing less from these guys. So good.
No, they're two of the best guys
Where the fuck is Gina
wrestling right now? I don't know.
Gina's not here. Steve's not here. These motherfuckers, man. Steve retweeted the link.
Down.
I want to hang out with. Oh, you know what? Steve can't be here because he's got to work the Halo release tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
But what's Gina's excuse?
You're let off the hook.
Gina thinks she annoys you
she
every
doesn't.
time she texts you.
She doesn't.
That's what I said.
Why is she?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you the end of the conversation that we had last night. And she's probably like, "Don't read that." Well, it's too late, bitch. I'm already reading it. I said, "He's boring. He doesn't know how to be funny via text. He's not annoyed." She said, "I see. He should use more emojis." I said, "Men don't use emojis." She goes, "Yes, they do. Me and Falkland have conversations that are 75% emoji."
Falkland's not a man.
I said, "He's more animal than man." Animals use emojis. Men don't. Which I think is fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you gonna start using emojis?
No, I'll use emoticons sometimes, like the old school one.
Like equals parenthesis?
Yeah. Or I've recently been using the equals capital D.
Like that.
Yeah.
Someone should make a GIF out of that. What about 8 equals capital D?
See, that's vulgar.
Wait, what's this thing?
A tilde?
No, that's in Spanish.
I don't know what you're doing. We'll find it on here. That thing. Shift that thing. The top one?
Yeah.
That's a tilde. A tilde.
What? I don't think that's what you call it in English.
I think that's what it is. That's all I know it as.
Dan, what is this? What is the shape of snake letter?
The thing that goes on top of the N in Spanish words.
Yeah. Let's wait. System says I use emojis. You're not a man. You're a boy. We're dads. You're a boy. Well, let's be fair. I don't want to bury System too much. He's not a boy. He's at the very least a boy dad. And if we're being straight up fair, I think we're dad boys. I don't think we're dads.
I'll allow it. I'm not a full up dad, for sure.
Full up dad. Change your Twitter name right now from Mike Artist to Full Up Dad.
I'm not a full up dad, though.
I think you need to do it.
Nah.
Or not a Full Up Dad. Dan, do you think the artist should change his Twitter name to Full Up Dad?
Let's see what they say.
Let's make a gaming channel called Up Dad Dad. And we'll just get a bunch of dads to play video games. I think that's the future of the sport. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, Big E versus Ziggler. There was a part in this match. It's an NA. A knee. Oh, he says it's knee A phonetically, but he wrote ENE. But NE space AYE is NEI. Who gives a fuck? There was a spot in this match where Ziggler hit Big. You look completely brain dead. Where'd you go there?
I don't know what's going on. I'm so lost with the tilde.
The system says I've been getting it rough tonight.
Sorry.
System, we love you, and we're glad that you're here with us. You know
we
what I'm
got
saying?
love.
The Dans all know at this point, if I don't fuck with you, I don't like you.
Well,
that's pretty common all around.
all right.
We went to Robinson's the other night after going to that concert. I had to bury Robinson a little bit.
Yeah.
I had to bury all of his friends.
Right.
And you know what they did? They buried you. You know what happened after that? They buried me a little bit because that's what friends do.
You know what? Like, that's the thing is, like, you were like, you when they were burying me, you were like, you couldn't take it. And I was like, no. I was like,
no, I tried to help you.
No, you didn't.
No, after I buried the
worse.
shit out of you. No, when we got back to Robinson's house and Chris was there, Chris started burying you about something. And then you were just like, well, that's because, and I'm like, don't respond. Start making fun of his dumb shirt. Whatever he said, just throw it away and then talk about something that's fucked up with him. Change the subject, because when you hit one stinger, everyone in the room is going to be like, that is a dumb shirt. And people are going to be like, what the fuck are you thinking with those buttons? You know what I mean? You got to get the technique down. Maybe it's just you're too good of a person.
Yeah, that's it.
No. As soon as that came out of my mouth, I'm like, that's not right.
I'm not a bad person. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Let's talk about it.
System says he feels like Faye Reagan. Favorite of mine. I love me some Faye Reagan.
That's weird.
It's weird that Faye Reagan is a favorite of mine?
No, it's weird that he feels like Faye Reagan.
He's getting it rough.
I get it, but that's strange.
I think it's funny.
That's fun. I didn't say it wasn't funny.
D-Ray says he'll tell us how to say it at Freelance.
All right.
October 30th,
excited.
Abbey Pub in Chicago. Get your fucking tickets now. FreelanceWrestling.com. Buy a shirt, buy a DVD, buy a hat. Your boys at 616 Entertainment are a proud sponsor.
We are.
And our banner will be hanging at the next show.
It's the best show in town, guys.
I'm going to go get the banner. We got to show it to them.
All right.
This is a world fucking premiere.
It's not going to fit on
we'll
the
stretch
screen.
it out. We'll stretch it. Don't stretch it out.
Stretching it out would make it bigger and still not be able to make it fit on the screen. But Dans, I got to tell you, when I saw this banner, and I know that it's going to be at the next Freelance show, I got to tell you, it was like my dreams are coming true. We're making it, and we're going to be someone in this world. I tell you what.
You hold this one. We really don't have a whole lot of room to do it.
No.
Here, get up, ass.
This is like 8 feet long.
Back up a little bit. How you gonna go that way? You're gonna careful. You're gonna knock this shit over.
Nope.
Because you got to get behind your chair there.
I know.
They're only gonna be able to see a little bit of it. Get over that way a little bit.
We're gonna have to move it across.
Take a couple steps that way. We'll try to at least wrap it around. No, bring it back as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Bring it down a little bit. We're gonna have to bring it down over the chairs. You know what I'm saying? They get the general idea. The motherfucker's like 3 by 6. It's huge, so we don't have a lot of room to work with here. Now I gotta wrap it back up.
You're gonna have to grip it in the first place.
But I thought the best part about Ziggler versus Big E was Ziggler always has good matches with big guys.
Yeah.
I feel like he can go in there with any of the powerhouses because Ziggler will bump around like a son of a bitch. He'll do it for little guys, but when he gets a big guy in there with him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let alone the guy whose name is literally Big E.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great match.
It was.
Jazz James says the banner is pretty sick ass.
I like that you like it.
Sick ass is a weird fucking way to put something over, though. That banner is sick ass. Right behind my head, you can see the #1 handsome boy, Michael Thomas Robinson, the official Monopoly world champion of 616 Entertainment. I haven't really shown this photo off too much.
You just made it.
I know, but I want to say that it's very important, and everyone should see it. Because he's the world champ. You know what I'm saying? System says sometimes artist is as useless as a pussy-flavored lollipop.
First of all, that never sounds useless.
You'd eat that?
Is it made of real pussy?
No, it's a
Then, yeah,
lollipop.
I would eat it. Could you imagine what that tastes like?
Yeah, not good.
I
You don't want that taste for dinner.
I would eat it out of curiosity, though. I don't appreciate being called useless. The show wouldn't work without me.
It has before.
Yeah, but not long term.
You don't think so?
No, you couldn't sustain it without me.
I could definitely do this by myself.
No one would watch.
You don't think so? When you're not here, we do pretty well.
Yeah, because it's like, well, he'll be back next week, but if he's gone forever, boycott.
I don't know how you could possibly have these figures.
Because I just know that I'm gonna keep them coming back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why? Because Jimmy Disbro said so?
Him, others,
Who else?
everyone. My mom.
She doesn't watch this shit.
Nope. Sure
She'd
doesn't.
probably be quite upset if she knew about this.
Yeah,
Does she even have any idea that this exists?
probably not. If she does, I don't know about it.
Ziggler goes over. Tell him how.
I don't. What's his move? What's his finisher called?
Zigzag.
And is that when he gets his leg over your fucking head?
That's a famouser.
What's the zigzag then?
It's finish where he jumps in the air, grabs you, and slams you down.
Okay, so it's like it's like a DDT variation type thing?
Nope. It's like a sleeper hold, but instead of locking it in, he just slams you.
Okay.
That it? How did he win?
You're with that.
Yeah, and then what?
He won. You won.
Okay.
What happened after the match? I don't remember.
Well, I thought you'd go through the finish.
I don't remember exactly how it played out.
See, I said this was one of the best Raws of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I don't know, maybe top 10. And this is like the third time you're like, I don't know what happened.
That's not true.
Because the fucking Alberto and Neville, you were like, I wasn't paying attention.
That was the first time. And I remembered other things in this match. I just don't remember the exact sequence of the finish. I described how the Kofi REIGNS one ended.
Mm-hmm.
I know how the Cesaro Owens one ended. I remember in this match, Big E got kicked on the side of the ring, and he had a really good sell.
Yep.
There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of kickouts that I didn't think were even close to being finishes. At one point, Big E drank out of Tyler Breeze's cup.
He most certainly did.
But I don't exactly remember how the finish happened. So sue me. I'm an asshole.
You're getting a rough like system in it in Faye Reagan tonight. Your nose sounds
think
gooey. Do it again.
It's just the way. It's just.
Ew. My brother used to do that. He would take like his knuckle and like jam it in his nose, and it would be like, it was the fucking most terrible, disgusting sound.
It's disgusting.
Dirty and disgusting. We're going to the 4-way, the main event. We've got all the qualifiers. We've got Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens versus Dang Zangler versus
El Del Rio.
El Dorito. El Dorito. Versus Alberto Del Rio. And I just want to say I love the booking of this for Seth on commentary.
Yep.
Like Michael Cole, who usually completely forgets to put over anybody. If anyone's putting anybody over, it's usually JBL. But Michael Cole says, he's like, Seth, you know, I really kind of imagined you would be out here complaining tonight. But instead you're out here with the world title. And it seems like after that victory over Demon Kane, your entire attitude has shifted. So he's talking about how like you did so well last night and you know you did well. So I'm sitting next to a brand new Seth Rollins, an established Seth Rollins.
Yeah. And you know, he should be out there because this is very important for him to know. But I feel like we've kind of been going this way with Seth Rollins.
We have been, but the internet was bitching
where
about
he's
it.
Like he's when it comes to like he's getting the matches, he's be like, fine, whatever, I'll wrestle him, I don't care. And then sometimes he does weaselly things to win, but he doesn't try to find a way to get out of it. Sometimes he does, but recently, like he's been like, fuck it, you don't believe in me, I'll prove you wrong, and he has been. So
one of the first observations
Shut up, Marks.
One of the first observations I had about this match was, wow, there's a lot of black fucking gear in the ring right now. Roman is black with like silver trim. Del Rio is black with gold trim. Owens is black with a little bit of silver flare. And who's the other guy? Ziggler is black with a little bit of pink.
Purple and pink, yeah.
It's a super quick burp into this shirt.
I didn't even make it.
No, you didn't. That was complete. I feel like you could lose a couple buttons there.
See, this is a wide neck, so it's like I don't want to be too boisterous about showing off my body.
Is that a word?
Boastful. I like boisterous, though.
But it's definitely not a word.
It sounds good, though. It sounds like it could be.
No, as soon as you said it, I thought that's not a word.
It's not, but I like it. I'm gonna say.
I think that's not a bad look for you. I'm not mad at it. You got some hairy chest going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I feel like you can pull it off.
Okay.
How would Robert De Niro react to that shirt? That was one of your better De Niro faces in a long time. The thing about the black gear is there's a lot of other colors you can choose from.
Yeah, guys.
And Ziggler used to wear white with some silver. He used to wear blue with some yellow. He used to wear fucking like black and pink, like tiger stripe. And now he's wearing black. Everyone's wearing fucking black.
Get some new colors. Alberto Del Rio is Mexican. Why not wear the Mexican flag gear? He used to do that, didn't he?
The first time that they did the Susan G. Komen pink bullshit, they
don't do that.
Don't do what?
Stop writing heartograms all over my things.
I only do it on your phone in your car.
Yeah, and then you're like, it'll come off, and it never does because your oily fingers don't come off. And there's heartograms all over. And I look like some fucking mark.
There's literally a heartogram right next to your head.
Okay, that's not on my person.
The first time we did that pink bullshit, don't do it. 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 Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Fix it.
No. I don't like that.
Go on.
The first year they did that Susan G. Komen bullshit, Dolph Ziggler used to wear pink all the time. This comes around, and all of a sudden, all of Dolph's gear is black, and John Cena gets a pink shirt. Cena was the only one who was allowed to wear pink. So they took Dolph's color away and gave it to Cena. They didn't just give Cena pink. They took it away from Dolph, too.
Are you sure that's why they did it?
They did it because they wanted Cena wearing it. And they didn't want Dolph, who was a heel, wearing any sort of pink.
I don't like that.
It was bullshit. And now everyone's wearing fucking pink, and they got that stupid fucking pink middle rope, which drives me fucking crazy. Where at Hell in a Cell, the motif is black with fire, and the goddamn rope is pink.
Yeah.
It's distracting.
It is.
It's extremely distracting. This was a very wrestling-heavy episode of Raw, and this crowd was fucking hot.
They deserved it. They deserved a wrestling-heavy show. They were a good crowd.
Triple H said tonight that last night at Hell in a Cell was like the birth of the new era of WWE. And tonight on Raw, Undertaker wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Lesnar wasn't there. Kane was not a focal point. He showed up just to get beat up by young guys.
Yeah.
The main event is all fucking young guys.
Mm-hmm.
No John Cena.
Nope.
No Randy Orton. Almost none of the established names were here. Not established names. Obviously Roman and Seth and everyone. Those are all
but they're
established
still
names, but
fairly. They're fresh.
I'm talking about the
still
10-year
fresh
guys.
Right.
Dolph is a 10-year guy at this point.
But
you know
he's
what I mean.
but he's not one
Not
of the
as
top
Dolph
guys.
Ziggler. No, not a bit. The crowd was fucking hot. They were all over this match. It was a great match,
It was fun.
and I loved it.
Everyone got like a good part time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I agree.
So,
Roman goes over.
of course,
There was a really cool spot where D-Ray says Cena wasn't there. You're goddamn right.
he
Cena
wasn't
there.
on the show.
The rumor is he's taking time off.
Is he doing a movie or something?
I
Or is he
don't
just
know.
taking vacation?
I don't know. But there's a part where Ziggler's in the corner and Owens does the running. They call it a cannonball, but it's a flip. And he doesn't even do a cannonball. He stays kind of extended.
Right.
So
He
it's
doesn't.
fucking
Yeah.
weird.
He doesn't cannonball up.
No. Funny story. Back in the day when we would fuck around in the pool.
Yeah.
My brother, remember the Pokemon move Defense Curl?
Yeah.
When you would just you'd form like a shield around you or whatever, like the insects could do it and they would curl up. So if you hit them, you'd hit their hard outer shell.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be in the pool like fighting or wrestling. And when you would go to hit my brother, he would go, Defense Curl. And he would just ball up and go face down in the water and just float. And all you would see was his back. We'd be in the middle of a match, like calling spots. And then I'd be like, clothesline. And he'd just go, Defense Curl. If I can't call him right now. It's too late.
No.
He works too early. But if I called him and said Defense Curl, he would go, Defense Curl. He would do the
He
accent.
said it like that.
Dans, there's 5 of you in here right now. Our live audience is never nearly as big as our weekly audience. But we only have 1 thumbs up so far. So if you're joining us tonight, I love you. If you haven't clicked that thumbs up, love you a little less. Love you a little less.
Like that button.
No, click that like button. They probably like that button already. They just haven't liked this video.
They knew what I meant.
And if they've yet to subscribe now. If they've yet to share the link now. You know what I'm saying? Because these things are very important. FreelanceWrestling.com.
Growth.
You have a growth?
We want growth for everybody.
Remember when you kept massaging yourself last night? Do you have a growth on your shoulder?
Maybe.
What if I moved your shirt and there was just another one of your heads?
How big would it be?
It'd be little. It'd be like, yo. It would have a really small voice.
I'd have to get it removed.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's you.
I'd kill it.
No. That's another little buddy.
It's gonna die.
I don't think that's the move. I think you should be nice to small artists.
No, he's dead. There can only be one of me.
I would prefer if there was only one of you. But the spot I was talking about, Kevin Owens does the flip gimmick, senton, onto Dolph in the corner, turns around and he nails Del Rio with it too, as Roman on the outside nails the fucking drive-by.
Mm-hmm.
And they fucking squished him. And it looked really cool. Another thing, my brother used to take pieces of bread and he would punch them until they were flat. And he would just go, it's smushed! I don't know why he would do that. But when we were kids, he would do that all the time. Jazz James says, Ian, I'm making Sal Melendez in 2K16. Good. That's fucking awesome. Dans, go on 616entertainment.proboards.com. Don't sign up for the board because it's a piece of shit and you don't want to be there.
So you can sign up.
They're not going to stay. Just take the banner that's at the top of the message board that says like 616 Entertainment, Podcast, Wrestling, Insanity, which is our new tagline I invented. Put that on your ring apron if you want. Put that as the center of your ring mat. Put it on your barricades. And if you do that, tweet it at me at IDS616. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's both of our like cover photos on Twitter.
It is.
So they could just go.
I don't know if it has the tagline though on there because I think oh, it is, but it doesn't have YouTube and iTunes in the corner. Not that it fucking.
They don't need it
matters.
for the wrestling. Right?
But if the Dan remember, I made Sal Melendez in 2K15, and I streamed. I basically did the entire My Career mode, and I streamed it. Sal Melendez had the Victor Monday Memorial Driver, and then he had some other fucking move that I can't remember. I think it was like the top 5 kick or some shit. I don't know. Well, it's been a good show. Roman goes over, he nails the spear on Kevin Owens, and the internet will probably complain, oh, of course Roman Reigns wins. Why did he have to pin Kevin Owens?
And it's like, he hasn't had a title shot since WrestleMania.
I'm excited for Roman's versus Rollins.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's totally makes sense. Like, I'm totally fine with Roman getting the title shot.
We get a recap at one point of the Hell in a Cell match between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker.
Yeah.
And they show all the cool spots, like Lesnar hits his head on the thing, and he gets busted open, which we were very certain that he bladed. But there's photos on WWE.com of them stapling the wound shut, and it's fucking rounded.
It's not straight like a razor blade would be. And it just seems, yeah, it doesn't, like, it seems a little thicker, like it opened up more than like just a line. So who knows what happened?
I don't. But it looked legit to me. It didn't look so much like a blade job. But they're showing all the cool parts, and one of the parts they show was the bully ray spot from TNA, where Brock Lesnar ripped the mat up, and he pulls the mat out from underneath the canvas.
Yeah,
go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that's the old bully ray TNA move that we'd never seen in WWE before.
I was thinking about this because we were talking about how it was funny the way he was like playing.
Yeah, like he was sitting there. He's just like, oh,
instead of just like grabbing it and ripping it, he was like, it were like,
I can't see you do that.
Well, you know, he was like, what's this? To me, it looked like a guy that was like playing with his girlfriend's butthole for the first time. Like, she finally let him do it, and he was like, this is interesting. Like, there's a whole different like animal down there, and then he just rips it right open. What do you think about that?
Is that what you do with buttholes?
I don't.
You're like, oh, this is. That's what you do.
I'm much more respectful than that.
What were you drawing from? That seemed to be coming from experience.
I've seen
it. But you watched that weird chair porn.
I came across some weird shit when I was a kid. I didn't seek it out.
I've never found chair porn.
It wasn't even on a porn site.
Where'd you find it?
I don't know. It was on some site.
It's probably a porn site.
It was not a porn site because there were no boobs there was no naked people. It was just chairs. It was like stop motion chairs fucking. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So they recap the Cell match with Lesnar and Taker, which ended with the Wyatt brothers fucking up the Undertaker, and they take him away. Bray Wyatt's in the ring, and he cuts a promo, and he says that the dead man was once so feared, and they killed him.
That's pretty good.
Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I feel like it's a pretty easy impression.
I couldn't do that.
Give it a shot.
The demise of the Undertaker will be my resurrection.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
I said I couldn't do it.
Say, after we bury the dead man.
After we bury the dead man.
I feel like your last words are coming out a little stunted. He tends to hold on to something and he loses all of his air.
I'm over it. I tried.
I like this promo.
I still don't really get it.
I'm too observant, and it kind of bit me in the, like it always. I notice things that I shouldn't probably notice, and it fucks with me. And as soon as they come in on Bray, I go, "There's gimmicks on the ring posts, just those little white tubes."
Yeah.
And I realized that the reason those were there is so they could shoot fire for Kane's thing. So I knew Kane was going to come out, but Kane ends up coming out after Bray cuts this promo in defense of his brother, who I don't know how many times they can love and hate each other. But
I mean, how long has it been since they've even like referenced that they're brothers?
I think they faced the Shield like a couple of years ago or something.
really?
And I think the Shield fucked them up. Yeah, I think the Shield fucked up the Undertaker, and then they just never did anything with that. They like powerbombed him through a table on like SmackDown or something. It was weird. It was very weird. But Bray cuts his promo. Kane comes out to avenge his brother because they are mean boys. He doesn't like mean boys. And Wyatt's fuck up Kane.
Yeah.
And Kane looked pretty good, but then the numbers game caught up to him, and they carry Kane out in the crucifix position just like they did to the Undertaker. And I get a text from my dad while Bray is talking. He goes, "This guy's fucked up." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they beat up Kane and they take him out. My dad goes, "That was fucked up too." My dad's commentary on Raw. I'm saying we got to get my dad on the show.
We got it.
No doubt. Dudley's in the Ryback versus Sheamus, Rusev, and Barrett.
I don't give a shit.
This was a good match.
It was. It was actually pretty fun.
Bubba Ray's doing the rock bottom for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Because if someone was doing, like, the Hardy Boys one time did a move like the 3D, where Jeff picked up the opponent and Matt grabbed him in the DDT and did the Twist of Fate, and they dropped him as the 3D. And I think the Hardys wrote in their book that Bubba got a hold of them and was like, "Don't ever fucking let me see you do that again.
Oh, really?
Don't ever do that again." So Bubba is a guy who knows that certain things are protected.
Yeah.
And he's doing the Rock's finisher. And he's not even, like, it's not even like he's getting 2 counts with it. He's not even going for pins. He's just doing the rock bottom.
I don't know about that.
That's pretty hypocritical in my book. But, he's a strange guy to begin with. I thought this was a really fun match, and I'm glad Dudley's versus New Day is over, and the New Day still have the titles.
Yep.
I never thought the Dudleys were going to beat the New Day for the titles. I thought it was very clear that they were brought in to put them over.
Right.
Because the New Day are still in the process of establishing their credibility. And I didn't think they were going to fuck that up.
And, like, they did it the perfect way, where the New Day would beat them, but then they'd still get what they wanted from the Dudleys, and they put Xavier through the table.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be mean boys.
Yeah. So that covers all of Raw. If the Dan-Dans want to throw a couple things in the chat, we'll hang out for another 5 minutes, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. What I want to say right now is on Wednesday on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, the new 616 Entertainment Podcast is going to go up. And it's going to be the Moon Man, a.k.a. Bathroom Money Tim Yours. The nickname was Miranda Stokes, and the returning Daniel R. Fiorio. I like calling him by his full name. I like it a lot.
Sounds cool.
And it's a good episode. We went about 2 hours, so we're not going to beat you over the head with the fucking, with the length. Like last time we had Dan Fiorio on, we went 3 hours and 42 minutes. We had Maxwell on. We went 3 hours and 40 minutes. And then I did a solo show, and I went about 1 hour 6. I kept it pretty short. I want to say to everybody who listened to my solo episode, I'm glad you listened to it. I hope you liked it. And if you liked my solo show, I'll do another one every once in a while. When shit doesn't come together, I can make that happen. They don't all have to be super deep and personal like this last one was. But, you know what I'm saying.
I think people liked it.
I think people liked it a lot. I got a lot of positive feedback over it. I'm interested in what your solo show would sound like.
Honestly, I mean, I'd be willing to try it, but I'm not guaranteeing that I'm willing for it to go up.
What do you think would happen?
I don't know. I think I would have a hard.
About?
That's the thing. Is like I'd have to like bring in stuff that I'd have to do like some preparing for it. More preparing than I do for our regular podcast, because we just seem to wing it and that works. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I'd be able to just maintain a conversation like that people would want to listen to by myself. I feel like I might have like a dead spot where I'm like, I don't know what to say now because I'm not talking to anyone. But who knows?
I got a really nice text from Dan Reyes, a.k.a. D-Ray, who is in the chat with us every week. And he said, "Hey, yo, I enjoyed the podcast. It's just the right amount of personal to draw you in, and then your charisma carried over to want to listen to the rest of it." You know what I mean? And that made me very happy. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of positive things from D-Ray, from other people, you know what I'm saying, who don't always listen to it. One of the guys I know who hates everything I fucking do was like, "Hey, man, you did a good show." And I was like, "Hey, man, thanks for listening. You know what I'm saying? And System is in the chat, and he says he wants to see the artist do a solo show.
I mean, I try it, but
I just want to see you on another show.
Yeah.
I want you to do something where I'm not there so I can see how you do.
yeah, I want to do that too. Get the fuck out sometimes. No, come back. I can't do a wrestling show by myself. That's definitely not gonna happen.
I like how when we're not doing the this show, or when we don't have like a wrestler on the podcast, we don't fucking talk about wrestling. And I was hanging out. I don't know if it was here or if it was in Jace's Twitch feed at Jace Plays Games on Twitter, where he was talking about wrestling to me, and I was just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I want to talk about wrestling. Like, if there was ever MMA and wrestling on at the same time, I'm gonna watch the fights every time, because I don't like.
Yeah,
I do. Wrestling is not my life, where a lot of the people who basically everyone on the fucking message board, like that's all they want to fucking talk about is wrestling. Or a lot of the people that we're friends with, all they want to talk about is wrestling. What's funny though is the wrestlers that we're friends with, they'll talk about it, but like most of the time they don't even bring it up.
Right.
It's like the guys in the business are okay.
Yeah. I don't have anything like that. That's like, oh, it's all I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my one thing. I like several things, you know.
Yeah, I have a lot of things that I want to talk about at all times. None of them overpowers any of the other ones. System says, tell Colt to do a show with the artist. Tell Coulter to start his own fucking show. Any of you guys, what is going on here? You gotta show the Dan Dans.
Nigel Bravo is calling me.
No taxes, former 616 Entertainment Monopoly World Champion. Answer the
I'm
call!
gonna answer it. Nigel, you're live on WWE Raw Talks. What do you got to say?
What's up? What the fuck was that?
Is he? I felt like he was falling off a skyscraper.
It sounded like he was falling out of an airplane. Or underwater. I worry about him sometimes.
You think?
He called me the other night. Hold on, I want to hear what that sounded like and see if it was intelligible to anyone.
Nigel, you're live on WWE Raw Talks. What do you got to say?
Fuck Robinson. He said fuck
He's
Robinson.
got to be at a show or something.
No, there was no music. Speaking of the #1 handsome boy, the 616 Entertainment Monopoly champion of the world, Michael Thomas Robinson is in the chat live on WWE Raw Talks Live, and he says what I said. Nigel Bravo was the former champion. He said former being the operative word.
Yeah.
D-Ray says he has a concert tonight, doesn't he? Not that I'm aware of. Did he just call? Is he on stage? Did he just call us and say fuck Robinson in front of the crowd?
That would be the best thing in the world.
Robinson needs to
check
know
Facebook.
that his photo is displayed prominently on this show every week. Robinson says he clearly said fuck Robinson. We heard that the second time.
It was
around.
not clearly. It was
No.
not very clear.
It was the second time. I heard it very clearly the second time. But the first time I didn't hear it so well. I do want to say that tomorrow will be the official poster reveal for Top 5 with Sal Melendez, the new episode, which I've already said is going up on Halloween. So it's going to be the big reveal tomorrow. Nigel is playing a show tonight. Facebook.com/activedestructionofficial. You should check it out. Where can the Day Dance follow you on Twitter?
At the artist 616.
Where can they follow me on Twitter?
At IDS 616.
What website should they go to buy a shirt, a hat, or a DVD?
FreelanceWrestling.com.
You kind of choked on your spit a little bit there.
FreelanceWrestling.com.
Michael Thomas Robinson says, it looks sick. You goddamn right it does. That's the champ.
Oh shit, I wanted to kiss the side of the frame. I kissed him right on the face.
Oh, like you're really upset
I'm
about
not
that,
upset.
right? You got a weird hair here.
Get it?
I got it. Daniels, we love you. We're going to see you next week, and we're going to leave you with our #1 film of all time. It's called Cheeks, and I really hope that you, Dan Dans, enjoy it.